Today I am all in my spooky gear, and I think today would be a fantastic day to maybe go exploring a little bit. I know some of you guys have been recommending, hey, go out and go explore and go adventuring. Today, I think I'll definitely do that, and we might even take down the Warden and possibly a king or two. Now for this, I'm going to be diving into a new mod, and it's kind of not super new to me, but there has been some extensive changes since the last time I've played with this mod, and that mod is going to be the Iron Spells and Spellbooks. Now up to this point, the Drigme farm has really been putting in the work, so much so that I've actually disabled the collection of spellbooks inside of a advanced void upgrade, just to make sure we're not overflowing, because I have a ton of these scrolls and a ton of these books, and once you get too many, then things just become too much, and so that's why I'm voiding those. But those ingredients that it's been farming outside of that are really going to be helpful. For example, all of the Cinder Essence and all of these fire runes that we've been getting from capturing, well, this guy from a village. And so along with that, we also have tons of Arcane Essence. So there is absolutely nothing stopping us from diving fully into irons, and well, it's going to be quite an upgrade. Now to really get started with Iron Spells and Spellbooks, there's a couple of things we're going to need. We're going to need these items: an inscription table, a scroll forge, and an arcane anvil. These are just a few things. There's of course many mechanics that we're going to be investigating in this, but these are the primary things that we're going to need. The arcane anvil being pretty cool, and also the scroll forge. Another thing we're going to need is some ink, and that's another thing that has been farmed up quite a bit that we now have inside here. If you notice, we have all the epic ink, 528 legendary ink. I think we're doing pretty good on ink, as that's what we're going to need to upgrade some scrolls, aka spells. Now these upgrades are going to involve me kind of replacing my Ars gear for right now. I think I will have my Ars set, and I want to save it, and thankfully Just Ire's Things has a way to do that with the inventory holder, and it's actually kind of cheap to make. So with the inventory holder, we can go ahead and place that down, might as well, like right over here, and the inventory holder can hold our current gear and allow us to swap it, which is pretty neat. Like, so we can have our gear that's on us, we can hit the swap button, everything that was in my inventory is now stored inside the holder, and so I can have like multiple different builds if I really wanted to, and then I can just swap them when I want. I think that's pretty darn cool. By the way, you gotta love my spooky season themed skin. I don't know, let me know what you think about it. Same one I used last year. I had a fun time making this, and I also think it's going to be very fitting, as I do kind of want to go after the Warden today. Now up to this point, I have been using the Flimsy Journal, and the only spell that I've put in here is, well, the teleport spell, the recall spell. This is a very, very nice spell, allowing you to essentially go home every 5 minutes or so. And in the recent update, by the way, that's why you're seeing these quests, we do now have a questing system that is built in for this, and I think it's still in the works. But for right now, most of the things that I'm going to be doing are pretty self-explanatory in this mod. Now, we've farmed up one of the pyromancers, essentially, and that pyromancer has dropped these blaze instruction manuals. And these are upgraded spell books, and they're kind of nice. They have a ton of slots, and this is probably one of the nicer ones before you get into the actual like late game spell books. So now let's talk about how do we actually make these spells. Well, that's where that scroll forge comes into play. So I'm going to be placing some ink and some paper and some divine pearls in this case to make a very specific type of spell. This is, for example, I have a couple of them listed here that are some of my favorites to use, and I kind of want to get them in this book. So we have Fortify, Charge, we have a Evasion, which is going to be pretty interesting. Allows us to take like 5 hits and not get damaged. I don't know, that seems like a good idea. The Spectral Hammer, which is really fun for mining. This may not stay in here, but I do want to show it. The Summoned Vex Scroll, Healing Circles, Acid Spit, a couple of things essentially to kind of reduce the armor that something has. And then we have the Summon Polar Bear. Basically, we have a Vex and a Summon, and I really like the ability to summon the mobs in this to fight for you, and it works really well. Now, this is pretty interesting because it does show starting off with like legendary ink, and I'm not quite sure if this lets me immediately craft that legendary tier, but it looks like it does. So if you have the ink, just immediately craft the max tier. Might as well. And let's go ahead and put this in the book, right? We can select the slot we want it to go to. And notice we now have that legendary spell stored inside of our spell book. And we can choose, and we can have up to, in this particular book, 10 spell slots, which is pretty nice. But we also get some stat boosts. We get a 10% fire spell power, and we also get 200% max mana, which is going to be very nice. This book is definitely meant for the firebender, but in our case, we're probably going to go with the netherite Battlemage robes, and this is just going to give us average spell power of 20% overall, and each piece giving us, looks like, 125 max mana. And mana is going to be really important because this separates like the Ars stuff, so it's not the same. Ars is going to be related to Ars, and then in this case, the Iron Spells is related to specifically Iron Spells. And it's kind of hard to kind of balance both of those. So if you're going to be using Iron Spells, you probably want to be in Iron Spells armor. And if you're in doing Ars stuff, you probably want to be in Ars stuff, right? And so that's why I kind of want to have a swapper right here for swapping out the armor like that. Now, the next scroll I want to make is the Charge Scroll, which gives us 60% speed, 30% attack damage, and 15% spell power just on cast. And it's going to last us like 46 seconds, it looks like. And this one requires a bottle of lightning. It says it's obtained by a charged creeper. And that's going to be kind of fun. So we do have a way of charging creepers through the Power mod. All I have to do is request some charged snowballs, which are made via Power, and take some bottles with me. And now we've got to go find some creepers. And we should be able to use the charged snowball to turn those creepers into charged creepers. Ooh, and perfect. Right here is exactly what we're looking for. Let me actually go to the lighting spell so we can see it a little bit better. Perfect. This guy right here. Oh, and this guy is in the spooky season as well. If you're watching this, it's around the Halloween time. But I'm going to just throw this at the creeper. It should now be charged, and I can right-click it with the bottles until it gives me what I need. And you can see there, I now have 9 lightning bottles. And I can just keep doing that. It's, yeah, that easy. And I love that with all of this legendary ink that we have, we can just easily make the max scroll right away. Ah, now this is one where it doesn't give us the max. So this is a level 5 that we want, but it only gives us a level 4. So to be able to go to the level 5, we then have to use the anvil to take it one step further with the ink. And now this takes us from a level 4 to a 5, allowing us to actually use the anvil. Pretty nice. And I think the spectral hammer is the same way. No, this is one's actually a 5. And that, I believe, is the max one as well. So that's pretty cool on its own. So let's go ahead and toss this in here. Spectral hammer is kind of a scary one. You do not want to have this activatable like in your base. And it looks like Summon Vex is another one of those cases where it's a level 4. And to take it up to the next level, we have to then place it in here. But it doesn't go up any further than that, so these are pushing the max level. Now, a couple other defensive types. Oak Skin, ooh, very, very powerful. And it looks like Oak Skin's max goes all the way up to 8. However, we only get, we get an 8 directly from here. 50% damage reduction from that for 41 seconds. Seems pretty good. Another one that we're going to want from here is going to be the Acid Spit, which is going to really, really hurt the enemy here. So yeah, Acid Spit is going to splash it, reducing their armor by 65%. That is huge. Now, unfortunately, I don't think we have Frozen Bones for the next one, which is the Summon the Polar Bear, which is another fantastic mob that we can summon. And this requires Frozen Bones. And to get Frozen Bones, well, we need to find a cold biome because I don't think I have a Stray in here producing those. And that's what we need. We specifically need a Stray mob. And yeah, that would be kind of nice to grab to put into our little mob farm. Now, before we head out and look for that, I do want to go ahead and kit up into, for example, this gear right here. So we have the Netherite Battlemage set. This requires Arcane Cloth that we should be able to make because we have plenty of wool and plenty of Arcane Essence. And Arcane Essence is what's going to be required in order to make that wool. And then we also need Netherite, which we're also farming from Iron Spells. It's kind of crazy how much Iron Spells has actually influenced like all of this stuff that we've been working on. So Arcane Cloth, like that, I'll make a stack of it. And there's our helmet. And then we also have the chest piece. And by the way, that's one thing I gotta give props to for iron spells. All of the gear is really nice and modeled. So it's not like just your standard typical modded armor. No. It's actually really good looking. And so if I take this off, which actually, let's go ahead and use the swapper here. We can swap it over and put it on. You can see that it is fully modeled and looks beautiful. All right, so does swapping this actually work? Like, what do we do if we have this in here and we hit swap? Okay, so it is going to swap our main gear. I wonder if we can basically say, hey, don't swap anything but gear. Okay, so to do that, you need to select up here the filtered items only in the right-hand side. And now when I swap, I'm just swapping out my gear. Oh man, notice by the way, our bar, when swapping the gear, we go from nothing, no mana at all, essentially, to now swapping and having, or I guess we go from 100, which is our base, to all the way up to 600 with this gear on. Now, another thing that will be very helpful for our sort of setup here is the Conjure Talisman. Because I'm going to be conjuring, we're going to get extra summon damage, 10% bonus, but we need Mithril Scrap. Now, a way that you would get a hold of Mithril Scrap is by any of the sort of rings that you would get, any of these trinkets. Essentially, you smelt them down, you get Mithril Scrap. But because of my farm, let's go ahead and head out here. I don't know if this was intended or not, but we find a ton of it. So I have a lot of mithril just chilling inside of here that our digital miner has farmed up. And I mean a lot. And another way for us to get mithril is by simply smelting it. So I can go to my smelt spell, and voila, now we have all of that smelted up. Like, this is a pretty good necklace to have on. So there we go. And we also have another necklace, right? So unfortunately, actually, I think we can only have one necklace on, but we do get an option for rings. So I do like the 15% mana regeneration, which is really nice, but I don't know. We'll see which one is best. I'll just keep this in here for now. And you know what? For the other two rings, I kind of went the Ring of Expediency, which reduces the cast time by 15%. I don't know if you can have two of them on. If so, that's a 30% cast reduction. And that's one of my biggest complaints about irons, is just how long it actually takes to cast some of these spells. Speaking of casting spells, I think the default key is R, and this pulls up the ability to select a spell, for example, Oak Skin, and then you need another key to activate that spell. So in my case, I have set it to F, and so I can now hit this, and you can see it has applied that buff, which gives us Oak Skin, which is very, very nice, allowing us to take significant damage. Now, I am heading off into a snowy direction. It's going to take quite a while. It was like 4,000 blocks away, but right here is the perfect place to show off one of the other abilities, and that is the hammer. This hammer is ridiculous, and you can see right here it says 7 by 7 by 7, and when we originally made the scroll, it was like 6 by 6 by 7. So yeah, let's go ahead and use it in this random corner here. Yep, that's exactly what it does. It's insanity. And you can use this to mine, and it will just leave the ores hanging about for you. Yeah, so yeah, it does it to the stone essentially and leaves all of the ore veins exposed. Oh, and on the way, there is a guy up here. I kind of want to try one of our like offensive spells, maybe like the Summon Vex, right? So before we go up there, I can cast my Oak Skin and we can have Acid Spit ready to go. And so I will just simply cast my Acid Spit on him. Oh, I missed. Well, I don't know if it actually hit or not, but I will summon the Vex. And now this guy will be distracted and is being attacked by the Vex. Oh, that's pretty cool. The polar bear is a lot more accurate. Definitely. Oh boy, we are getting destroyed in our armor. Oh, perfect. Look, oh, it activated the shield. How cool is that? Okay, and then we can activate charge. This gives us a higher attack damage. We'll throw the spit again. There we go. Oh, it's fantastic. And we can activate our evasion. So now we should avoid damage. And then there is a healing circle. But this guy doesn't... Oh, whoa! He teleported me away. That's hilarious. Oh, he's drinking regeneration potions. Uh-oh. So yeah, like, oh, what is going on? Is that the evasion? Like it just teleports me out of the way? Oh man, we gotta make some better offensive skills. Yeah, that's definitely the evasion that's doing that. It's teleporting me out of the area. All right, we gotta punch him to make sure that they know who they're messing with. Maybe I'm not gonna use that evasion. That one's actually kind of rough, teleporting us away. Yeah, I don't like that one so much. You know what? We still have the snare spell from Ars. And that one, you know what? I will say that it's just too good. Just too good. Wait. He cast this on me. No. We'd end up dying. What in the world? Okay, I wasn't ready for that. Even though I do actually have a healing circle. And that should heal me up. What a ridiculous challenge that was. There's where my healing circle was at. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I think we'll have to figure out some better spells. Maybe less defensive spells and more offensive spells would be a lot more fun. Just to deal more damage. Because, you know, mobs can't hurt you if they're dead, right? Perfect. I have made it right into this biome, which is where I need to be. So I am looking for the skeletons that spawn here. And I'm almost positive that's how you end up getting strays. They should, just like any other mob, but skeletons will spawn as strays in the cold biomes. I don't know. It's vanilla stuff. Vanilla mechanics. I should know all of this. But how often do you actually need strays typically in vanilla Minecraft? Like, you just encounter them. Like, you don't actually need to seek them out. Ah, there we go. Yeah, that's exactly what we need. So just one stray, and we should be good to go. Beautiful. I'm still going to attack some of them, because this is how I'm going to get the polar bear. So let's use our amazing spell on them. There we go. And did we get the drops? Yeah, we got some frozen bone. Heck yeah. So now that I'm back, I can now summon the polar bear. And I think this is the max tier. No, level 10 will take us up to the max tier. So I'll take some of this and should be able to level that up. There's 9. And there's 10. Beautiful. Now, some other ones that I want to get rid of after doing that, probably Spectral Hammer, and we can pull these out of the book at any time. Like, Healing Circle seems like a good idea as well to keep. Acid Spit is kind of, I don't know, moot, but I'm going to leave the Polar Bear and put that in place here. And as far as other summon spells, I really need like an actual damage spell. And you know what? The next slot, I think I'm going to use Firefly Swarm. That way we have like multiple summons that are all happening. And I'm going to start to rearrange these. So like the recall spell, I want all of my summons like on the bottom here. Just so I know that that's where they're going to go. We can put recall really anywhere. So I'll toss that in here. And then Oak Skin. I kind of have my buffs technically all in the same area, but this is going to have to work for right now. So now I'm preparing for a fight that I am absolutely horrified of. The Warden fight. And all of these bosses definitely seem okay and doable in the vanilla Minecraft game. The Warden being one of those exceptions that you're either prepared for it or you're not, and its blast is what can absolutely destroy you. There are ways, of course, using regeneration potions and stuff, but I've not used any of that so far. So I now need to head into one of our mines that is nearby. I think this is the wrong one, but there is a mine all the way over here. Ah, yes, it's the cave one, and that is where the Warden resides. I did go ahead and make a spell that is going to be kind of helpful, so I can hold my spell book and maybe swap between my sword. But in this spell, we have a Self, Conjure Mage Light, Extend, and Heal with a lot of added benefits. So I can use this, and I can keep myself healed up if need be, and I can still access these and use my abilities. For example, let's try using Swarm, Firefly, on this. There we go. And you can see it is just going to tick damage it. Whew. Yeah, and that surprisingly worked well. Oh, and while I was doing this, I happened upon a spawner here, which is kind of nifty. Spawner. And, oh, we got a couple of these glyphs, like these scrolls, like we're getting so many of them. Typically, this would be so nice to find. But at this point, it's getting where like loot that we discover is stuff that we easily have access to. However, loot that we currently don't have access to is stuff that comes from down below here. Yes, in the ancient city, which we did happen upon the ancient city. Oh boy, we've got a friend over here. I'm just going to ignore that for right now. But the ancient city, I believe, is right over here, and we discovered that a few episodes ago, and I marked its location. Okay, so I do need wool. So let's just go ahead and keep some wool on us. This will help protect us from the Warden spawning when we definitely don't want to be detected by the Warden. And we can jump around like this and place down the wool to get around without setting off shriekers. But we have 3 chances. And you know what? I kind of want to summon the Warden just to give myself a chance to kind of explore how difficult this is going to be. We have an easy way to get back here if I do die. But yes, this right here is what will activate it. 3 chances. At least we should have 3 chances. I just need to make sure that we do our fortify. We also do our charge. And then we put up a shield as soon as we start attacking. Summon our polar bear. And then also do a healing circle potentially and some oak skin. Fortify, oak skin, charge. Oh man, this is going to be a challenge. But we'll get it done. This is going to happen. We're doing this. And then I need to make sure to right click this to keep up our night vision. All right, we're getting there. It's getting close. I'm getting nervous. Let's hit our fortify. And let's do stone skin. Once we hear the crunching, then we know, oh, it's time to go. Okay. Charge. Okay, let's get shield up. Shield. Oh, I put that shield in the wrong spot. Okay. Okay. I'm scared. All right. I do not have any protections. Let's summon our polar bear. Let's also summon Firefly Swarm. And then oak skin. No, I can't oak skin. Okay, whew, but oak skin that we did use worked really well. Oh wow, we are completely negating the blast. Let's summon Vexes. And let's just see how well this works. And I'll maintain my heals. Let's hit a fortify. Okay, polar bear is putting in the work right now. Ooh, this is stressful. Okay, I think oak skin is available. We now have oak skin again. I wonder if I cast this. Ooh, that'll do some damage. Okay, I need to fortify. Fortify's on cooldown. Shield. Okay, shield. Oh my gosh. We're taking so much damage. The Warden looks so creepy, by the way. Okay, so that blast did not seem like it helped at all. Okay. Fortify. Woo! And it killed it! Oh, the polar bear put in the work. The shield, we trapped it. That worked. Oh no! I wasn't ready for another... Oh my gosh. Something I do want to test though is like I want the fortify and I want charge and I want shield. Okay, it doesn't walk through shield, which is interesting. I want oak skin. I'll splash it. And then another polar bear. Okay, and I definitely didn't hit it with Firefly like as much times as I probably should have. Oh, it's just attacking the polar bear now. Oh. Okay, he took out polar bear. Oh, polar bear's on cooldown now. So now it's literally just up to me. So what I want to try is I want to try our crazy spell here that snares it and just does tick damage with Ars. also keeping up Fortify. The snare works. Oh my gosh, it works so good, actually. Oh my gosh, it's shredding him. Woo! Let's get Oak Skin. Oak Skin's on cooldown. Oh no. Oh no, we're breaking down. We're breaking down. Let's get him. I think if we just end him, we'll be fine. Oh my gosh. That was insane. It's so dark. Now, typically I would try to avoid, for example, like causing the Warden to spawn, but because we've already done all of this, I now just want to fly around here and I just want to loot. And so I'm not really worried about the Warden spawning. I just need to pop in here and grab as much as possible, as quick as possible, and then just move on to the next area. That should work out in my favor here, allowing us to hopefully get this whole area looted up. But yeah, I am completely blinded right now, which is definitely not good. But there we go. So yeah, just kind of gliding around, spawning them in, and grabbing stuff as I go. Oh, it's so powerful. And just, yeah, standing on wool as I get this done. Ooh, we end up getting night vision goggles. Wait, this goes in our head slot. This could be super powerful, right? This gives us actual night vision constantly. And I think it's on by default, right? It's 100% on. It doesn't look like we have night vision. This is what night vision looks like. I wonder if I have to toggle it. Well, that's right. To be able to use it, I think we have to research it first. So, okay, there's like a little mini game built into this. So if we grab this and connect, those are now connected. And then we connect here, and connect here, here, and here. And then lastly there. Is that everything? Or do we have to solve some sort of special puzzle? Oh. Do we surround the item? Okay, there's got to be more to this puzzle. Oh, and we can get hints. Cost 3 experience levels. Hold, okay. So our hint was this line right here, I think. That's locked in. Oh, so maybe it is like this? And like so? Definitely not. I have not figured out yet what the idea around this puzzle is. But it looks like with experience, we can just link these off. How would you know how to solve this? What's the idea behind this, I wonder? Interesting. I mean, now that I've solved this one, or let it solve it essentially with XP, we should now have the night vision ability unlocked, I think. And so now we have gamma vision, increases brightness and poorly, okay. And then we have toggleable use, we can toggle it on and off. Interesting. Green spectrum brightness shift. Oh, does it change things to be green? It still doesn't seem like super good, but yeah, everything is green. Ooh. You know what? I'll just stick with the Rs. Yeah, that kind of makes, to me, that makes that absolutely useless. What an absolute L in that case. Ouch. So let's continue our journey into the unknown, essentially. Yep. And we should, yeah, we're gonna constantly be spawning the Warden. But I'm actually after some iron spell stuff, believe it or not. There's the potential for some good loot to be found in these. Ooh, we're finding a lot of these shock pendants, though. Now, this right here is one of the things I'm after, but we got a plastic drinking hat. The Ancient Knowledge Fragments. Oh, fantastic. It is so dark doing this. I love how I just got the advancement for sneaking. Yeah, I am not being sneaky whatsoever right now. I am just simply rushing through all of these chests. Ooh, nice. A smithing template, but also another midnight robe. But I'm after, yeah, like I said, these ancient knowledge fragments are what's really important right now. Now, after some extensive looting, I now have, I think, everything I need, at least to make one of the thing I wanted from Iron Spells. And that is the ancient knowledge fragments. You get these from looting these chests. I also ended up with some rooted boots, a invisibility scarf, which is kind of cool, and the superstitious hat. All things that we kind of have to learn from. But ancient knowledge fragments is one of those things. Oh god, I got wardens falling from the ceiling. I think though at this point, we can go ahead and head back home. I think that's a good idea. Now that I'm back home, I want to use those ancient knowledge fragments to make the Eldritch manuscript. Okay, so hear me out. This is used to learn the Eldritch spells, and we should be able to just simply right-click. Oh boy. And we get to choose. It says, hold to learn manuscript. Eldritch Blast, Telekinesis, Planar Sight, Sonic Boom, Sculk, and/or Abyssal Shroud. Interesting. I need to read into these. Man, this is actually a really tough choice because all of these seem really good. I really like the idea of becoming the Warden and having a Sonic Boom just like the Warden, or the Sculk Tentacles. I don't know, sounds really cool as well. Like tentacles coming out of the ground and like causing chaos. Oh man, that just sounds really cool. And Abyssal Shroud protecting us. This one, the Planar Sight allows us to see mobs through walls. Oh man, all of these sound really good. But you know what? I think I'm going to go with Sculk Tentacles. I do like Sonic Boom, but Sculk Tentacles sounds kind of insane. And I'm assuming now that we have that, we can now see that spell potentially. And we should be able to now create it. And it looks like we can right here. So we need echo shards in order to craft it. And so back to our table. And we'll swap this out, place this in, and look, it's right there. Perfect. And this is a level 1, but we can take it all the way up. I'm assuming to max level. Ooh, how do we do the max level then? Okay, it typically shows to do this. Is there only one level of the Sculk? There might actually be only one level. No, there's definitely 4. To level these up, we place them in here with a legendary ink. Oh, that's right. I just had it backwards. Just like this. There we go. 20 damage. Okay. I've got to see what this does. I mean, I have to see what this looks like. This is going to be ridiculous looking, I guarantee. Let's actually remove recall and place this in here. Okay, and this is an Eldritch ability that we now have access to. And so pulling this up, it costs 300 mana to use said ability. And I'm wondering, can I just use it on nothing, or do we have to have a target to select? Because I kind of want to just see it plain being used. Oh my god! Oh my god, what have I done? What is this? Oh my god, that is creepy. So I now have to test this out. I'm right here. I have the perfect candidate for this. No, you're gonna get attacked. Oh my god, it just does. They're dead. Wait, I think it's over here. What are you doing? Get into here. Come here. It just walks in and dies. This is absolute insanity, but I love it. I love it so much. Man, of course, all of the good spells are locked behind RNG because you have to get lucky and find those things in the chest. And I didn't get super lucky enough to find the actual spell book. There's a nice spell book that you can actually find that can be split into 2 different spell books. Oh, maybe the next ancient city I find. I still, though, hope all of that was absolutely worth it. We definitely need mending on this gear because it does not self-repair, unlike the Ars stuff. And well, we are a little bit limited on our Ars gear. With this particular gear, we lose out on spell power and things like that. That's why swapping, I think, is a good idea. But yeah, this is really, really good for like just direct attack damage, running like a combo of Ars and Iron. I mean, we were able to take the Warden out, and I was actually not expecting to. I expected to die several times today. But we did it. And I hope you guys have enjoyed today's episode. Hopefully you'll learn something new about Iron spells and how to get into this mod and utilize all of the cool spells, how to do the Eldritch stuff, which is something that I don't think I've ever done. So yeah, I plan on using it more in the future, and also taking down a boss from Iron spells within the next episode. So be sure to click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and give this video, guys, a huge thumbs up. And with that being said, it's now time to thank the amazing supporter of today's episode. And that huge thanks is going to go out to the Linux guy. Thank you so much for your amazing support and choosing to support me over on the Discord by becoming a Discord premium member, and of course supporting in one of the best ways possible. Thank you all so very much. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode, or in those comments down below, or even on Twitch. Let me know down below, by the way, what's your favorite spell combo in Iron spells? Oh man, I would love to hear from you. Or what's your favorite spell in general? It's definitely the tentacle one. I know it is. Anyways, I'll see you in the next one. And as always, thanks for watching. Bye.